Parceros, Mass Effect 5 just had some insane information revealed by the BioWare team in honor of N7 Day, and I'm not gonna lie, the new Daft Punk music video looks crazy. In all seriousness, if you do end up liking this, join the other 1700 cool people like you on this channel by giving the video a like and subscribing. The day started with Mike Gamble making a letter talking about how they have a lot of respect for the franchise and its legacy, which is also very interesting, but the part we're all here for is this. We've asked ourselves many of the same questions you've asked us over the years. What happened to everyone you know and love in the game? Who really died? Who had kids with whom? What does a baby Volus sound like? What about all the galaxies? The ending? What the heck is going on with our Asari scientist turned shadow broker? What about? Never mind. You get the idea. On the surface, it seems like BioWare plans on addressing these questions in the game, so we're gonna know the fate of our beloved characters, as well as who actually died at the end of Mass Effect 3. But what do we find if we decide to peel the layers back a bit and give things a closer look? We already know that the canon ending will be destroyed due to the first teaser showing a dead Reaper in the background, as well as a destroyed Mass Effect relay. This was the only official ending in which Shepard survives, with Tully Ackland, UK community coordinator for BioWare back in 2012, also confirming through a BioWare forum post that Shepard was indeed alive after the events of Mass Effect 3. Now, with that context in mind, the questions who really died, who had kids with whom, and what about S carry a different heft to them. Who really died adds to the suspense of the Mass Effect 3 ending and the question of if Shepard survives or not. Mentioning kids might be a reference to the little blue children moment with Liara.
I don't know what to say. All those little blue children will be disappointed I didn't have a speech. We'll make up a good story for them.
And hushing a name that starts with S adds to speculation, making it sound more secretive. This will be important for what I'll show you later on. Moving on to the next clue, there were zeros and ones around a part that is announcing something regarding the comics, which was honestly more of a re-release than anything new. The numbers, however, did hide some secrets. They ended up spelling Epsilon, which seems like a reference to the Epsilon effect, one of the names they were considering for Mass Effect. What helps the theory is that Mike Gamble ended up liking a tweet that mentioned the connection. The number itself is also the exact number that popped up in Mass Effect 1 after you destroyed the rogue VI, aka EDI, on Luna. Though in my opinion, Epsilon seems like the more realistic tease because EDI most likely perished in the destroy ending. Alright, so a couple of written things and numbers. Big whoop, right? Wrong. There is still a shit ton of information BioWare blessed us with, so buckle up, Buttercup. The next tease, as well as a couple of others, are some of those fun little barely understandable messages that they like us decrypting, so listen closely. Access code Epsilon. This is where you can make the connection with the numbers. Andromeda distress signal detected. So someone in the Milky Way was able to receive a distress signal from Andromeda. Although they should know by now not to underestimate human redacted. Here we can connect this with an older N7 Day tweet from Gamble stating, although we should know by now not to underestimate human defiance. Dr. Shadow Broker and redacted. We'll get to the second redacted soon. Now, before we move on to the contents of the first video they uploaded, I was editing this when I found that BioWare collaborated with Dark Horse to make a FemShep statue. You might ask, why is that important? Well, I started noticing a trend. See, BioWare also was going to release a collectible of Shepard's sacrifice in Mass Effect 2 back in June as part of a collection to remember important moments of the trilogy. The statue was, you guessed it, one of FemShep. During the N7 Day, BioWare also hid QR codes in two fan arts, one of which had Eden Prime, and the other of which had FemShep smack down the middle. Taking into account male Shep was front and center during the entirety of the franchise, it definitely seems like they're trying to market FemShep for some reason, and it might be connected to the female N7 figure we see in the new video. How is Shepard related to the mysterious figure we see in the cult? The outfit is N7 marked, with the helmet being an altered design of the original artwork BioWare made for Mass Effect 1 in the BioWare Secrets from 25 Years book, which dives further into BioWare's theme of going back to its roots. We know it's a human female because it wouldn't make sense for them to talk about respecting legacy and then starting to change major lore from the franchise. There are some people saying that they might have changed N7 to be inclusive of other races, but honestly, that's the most Gen Z shit I've ever let penetrate my eyeballs. So we have human, female, N7, and has a bit of a sleek, more secretive look with the shoulder pads being reminiscent of Shepard's armor as well as their Alliance uniform. Taking the "this is FemShep" route, we could go to the initial letter that said "what about S" and see it as a potential subtle insight into Shepard's more secretive endeavors due to them hushing Shepard's name out. If we also mix this with the broken piece of N7 armor from teaser 1, Mike Gamble tweeting "not everything is as it seems," and the heavier FemShep presence recently, decently, we could think this is Shepard. But what if it's not? Well, seeing how Alec Ryder and John Shepard were shown in a similar fashion during their teases, you could assume this character is going to be either a new protagonist or someone crucial to the plotline. But wait, there's more. Access code Oculon 2819 Defiance. Oculon is one of the other reject names Bioware cast aside ages ago for the series, so this could be another origin story flashback, and 2819 might be the year the Andromeda distress signal was sent, because that was when Arc Leucenia, Natanus, Barchero arrived to Helios Cluster. This would also make the time jump pretty big, and would explain the wrinkles on Liara's face during teaser 1. It proceeds to say access code accepted, tertiary encryption, just so you guys know, tertiary is basically third level encryption, detected classified. Review briefing materials on official Alliance comms channels. So a lot of Alliance and human references here. I have a feeling that our protagonist will most likely be a human. It's also a pretty high encryption level, so whoever is trying to get the information is looking for something highly classified and of human interest, which to me sounds like a pretty shadow broker thing to do. After this snippet, we get a final communications transcript stating access code post Nebula, Nebula also being one of the rejected names, could be a jab at post Mass Effect, security breach, contact systems alliance, Epsilon, Oculon, Nebula, which that last one just seems like the order in which the messages were given. And then there's a second video of the coat figure we saw earlier. So what does this all mean and how does it all tie together? Considering N7 person ended up looking around while grabbing their gun and the video was played after a security breach, you could assume that there was some kind of alarm at the time and they decided to get their gun and move out. All the previous information taken into account, this is what I've come to believe. The Andromeda Arc sent a distress signal to the Milky Way regarding their arrival, so this game is definitely including Andromeda in a significant way, even though it's from the perspective of the Milky Way. Something is going on with humans because of course we fucked up, and we apparently did something the Council wouldn't be too happy about. The Alliance seemed to have pretty crucial information regarding Andromeda, so I suspect Liara, being the Shadow Broker, hacked the Alliance, and what she discovered was what was being talked about in the 2022 N7 Day teaser, and is why she spoke about human defiance. Based on said teaser, it could be that they're developing a ship that could travel as fast as a Mass Effect relays, as it's something that could piss the Council off if they're doing it in secret. Or it could be that they're hiding information from the Council about Andromeda. Our ray of blue sunshine Liara is probably a mother, due to the previous quotes describing her as Doctor, Shadow Broker, and Redacted. Using the who had kids with whom question in the long Bioware post, I'll take a wild guess and say the redacted part is mother. She could be a Spectre, but I haven't seen any clues pointing towards that, and being the Shadow Broker seems to outrank being a Spectre in terms of power. The only thing that really changes is the legality of it all, which I don't believe Liara is too concerned about at this point. And finally, I think that the mysterious figure is either Shepard, who is hiding their face and is being all secretive because, I mean, she could act like she's dead, you know, there could be another 1,000 explanations as to why she's still here, or it's the new protagonist who is casually an N7 member, you know, or someone who is just simply important, you know. But I would like to bet on Shepard due to the subtle things here and there, but hey, I could be dead wrong. Anyway, those are my thoughts. What do you guys think? Did I miss anything? Go check out my other Mass Effect videos, and thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye!